Hello everyone, my name is Ivy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Ivy. I post videos about spirituality, about the mystical, the magical, and the supernatural / paranormal. Today we're talking about the dark night of the soul and 5 signs that you might be going through the dark night of the soul and the stages that you will encounter while going through the dark night of the soul. Now, this is a 2-part video series, so if you haven't yet, please check out the other part. It doesn't matter which way you watch them. The first video that I posted, I just talk about what the dark night of the soul is and ways to get out of it. And in this one, here's just the signs that you can tick off to see if you even are going through the dark night of the soul. Of course, first and foremost, I have to say I am not a medical professional. So if you feel like you are in a mental crisis, please seek professional help. Anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. So before we get started with the signs, let's backtrack a little bit to what exactly the dark night of the soul is. The dark night of the soul is basically like your life hitting that upgrade button, propelling you from one chapter to the next. Picture it as these intense moments when you're getting ready to level up. And hey, you are gonna have quite a few of these cosmic journeys because guess what? We're human beings and we evolve constantly and consistently. So this might not be your first dark night of the soul, and it's definitely not gonna be your last. Even if it is your first. Here's to hoping that the dark night of the soul makes you become an even better and more badass person at the other end. Now here are 5 signs that you might be going through your own dark night of the soul. Number 1, you feel helpless, hopeless, and maybe even a little in despair. Or feel like a GPS without a signal, lost, directionless, and clueless about the route ahead. You might have a vague destination in mind, how and when, where. You might just not know. It might be very unclear. Add to the chaos, you might feel like you're going through all this crazy stuff in your life. You might feel like your life is this like runaway train and you're dealing with all these things straight out of quirky soap operas. It's like trying to tame a storm with a teaspoon. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Your life just feels a little out of control. Meanwhile, there's this cosmic awakening that's actually happening to you. You're tuning into your own feelings, you're dissecting your own behavior, and uncovering layers upon layers of conditioning. It's like waking up from a really long nap and wondering, did I seriously sleep through all this? Number 2 is that your body's having random and mysterious symptoms. Have you been experiencing panic attack, weird tummy troubles, or your sleep schedule's just gone haywire? That's what I like to call the mystery symptoms. And they're bewildering when they just hit you out of nowhere. In a more scientific light, feeling disoriented can amp up your anxiety and the whole stress can lead to more serious health problems. Number 3 is that your concept on success has fundamentally shifted. Imagine landing your dream internship. It's something that you've been working really hard for, like you've been wanting this for a long time. Or at least you did. Suddenly you get this job and you realize it's not what you want. You're not as happy as you thought you'd be. You just feel stuck. Maybe you're pursuing something halfway until you realize you don't want it anymore. Our lives often become this whole chaotic blend of family expectations and societal norms. We forget to pause and ask, well, what do I want? Because we're just so used to hearing it from people. I'm a lawyer, or you should go to school for this, or you're just so used to hearing it everywhere and what defines success for other people that you just sort of slip into this routine until you decide or you snap out of it and you realize, but that's not success for me. Number 4 is that you're having some seriously wild and crazy dreams. Purging isn't just a body thing, it's a whole spirit, mind, body renovation. Picture those dreams as like a Netflix binge of your emotions, directed by your subconscious. It's like revisiting these past heartaches to finally click that unsubscribe button and end these emotional marathons. Waking up from those dreams about old exes and friends feel like Groundhog Day, but hey, guess what? It's a part of your personal emotional boot camp. VIP ticket to clear out all that baggage for good. Number 5 is the spark of your old passions have dimmed down or just have gone out. And I don't mean just your job. I mean things that you would usually like, hobbies, going out, going to bars, clubbing. Things have just shifted. It just doesn't feel the same anymore. Like you just find that you're not happy about these things anymore. Maybe you've gone from party animal to cozy bookworm and your friends just look like they're from another planet now. Turns out this old scene just doesn't cut it anymore. Yeah, that's a sign that you're going through a dark night of the soul. Now let's talk about the 6 stages that you are going to go through when you encounter your dark night of the soul. And if you are in your dark night of the soul, use this as your guide to figure out where exactly you are in the stages of this dark night of the soul. And then make sure to stay tuned for the video, watch the other video that I posted about how to help or cope with the dark night of the soul, like how to get out of it. It's kind of like your survival guide. Phase number 1, life hits the fan. The journey to the dark night of the soul usually kicks off the curveball that you just did not see coming, okay? Kind of like a roller coaster where your life just feels like this wild ride that's just going through this crisis mode. It might involve the loss of a cherished loved one, a financial nosedive, or even a health scare. Anything that sort of just causes your life to just flip upside down. Phase 2 is navigating the abyss. After the initial punch, brace yourself for that spiral into the void. This stage in the dark night of the soul feels like you're just confused, hopeless, you don't know what is going on. It's like an upside down roller coaster. Instead of soaring high, you're just plunging deep, deep down. That's when we get to phase 3, the abyss's abyss. The bottom of the bottom. Rock bottom. It ain't bikini bottom. It's rock bottom. Picture it as the deepest dive into the dark night, where it feels like you're hitting your breaking point. Here your emotions might just shut down, connections fade, and you might just want to be alone and in solitude. Phase number 4 is the awakening. After trudging through the murky depths of the abyss's abyss, the rock bottom, there's finally a glimmer of hope. As you start ascending in that roller coaster, you begin to wake up to a new reality, but trust me, it's a bumpy start and a bumpy ride. This phase might come with a few unwelcome guests, headaches, and other emotional roller coasters. But hey, it's a chance to dive deep into your inner self. You're on the road back to finding your truth, facing life head on instead of dodging it, and uncovering the bigger picture of your existence. Stage 5 is enlightenment unveiled. Equipped with a better understanding of yourself, it's time for phase number 5, where you unravel the threads of your true destiny. You'll find yourself drawn to spiritual teachings, gradually stepping into the role of creator, architecting your life the way you desire, brick by brick. And last is stage 6, embracing the real you. As the curtain falls and comes to a close on your dark night of the soul's journey, at least this time around, you'll stumble upon a long-lost treasure trove, peace, insight, and a sense of compliance, and a sense of completeness. According to Shannon Kaiser, a spiritual teacher and author of a book called Return to You, you'll know you've hit the final stretch when you grasp the whole grand design of your life, comprehend the lessons learned, and heal your wounds. We've turned our viewpoint around and distilled pain into wisdom, giving us the power to progress and radiate more light into the world because of this experience, says Kaiser. During this phase, you'll bid farewell all your old dysfunctional patterns, both personal and generational. Instead, you'll be guided by purpose and the desire to serve others above yourself. Dark Night of the Soul stands in as the ultimate abyss in your soul's journey. Yet fear not, because it's no dead-end road. While the darkness may seem overwhelming, remember, there's always a glimmer of hope and completeness awaiting on the flip side. If you haven't yet, be sure to watch part 1. Again, you can watch them in whatever order. And then again, if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to be notified when I post. I post twice a week, and I make a lot of videos like this, helping you with your spiritual journey, helping guide you through every process in the dark night of the soul and your spiritual awakening that comes after. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to put them down below. I will link below all the articles and all the resources and the research that I used and put together to create this video in case you need more resources on this whole topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, please hit that subscribe button. I would love, love, love to have you join my whole spiritual, witchy, woke family here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!